Yeah, it's good.
Awesome.
You ready? Ready to get started?
Let's get rocking.
Cool, man. David, you want to start us off?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Seems like you're at Fortis right now, right, in Texas?
Yeah, I just got done teaching up here at Fortis. The pros are going sparring right now, so I'm just going double duty.
Got you, man. I guess I was started off kind of you talking about your nickname Ocho. I saw something, I guess, about you wearing that number in high school playing football or something and got in a fight and somebody kind of called you that and it kind of stuck with you in the fight. But kind of what made you do that, I guess, for your brand, like building your brand and stuff around that nickname?
Well, I mean, it was one of those things where I was the new kid on the block. I grew up in Los Angeles, and then I moved to McKinney, Texas. Some kids started picking on me, and I was number 8. So it was like Ocho, trying to fight. And everybody around the school was like, Ocho, that kid Ocho from LA, he thinks he can fight. So, I would get challenged a lot and get in a lot of street fights in school. And then I started training. I was like, I want to do this. I want to fight. And they asked me what my nickname was. So I told them Ocho. And I turned the Ocho in something where it was like, it used to be a taunt. And then it kind of came full circle and it ended up becoming like a chant. So I thought it was iconic to use that as something in a positive light.
I think that's sick too, because I see all the business ventures outside of fighting that you do. I respect, I think, you most for that, like not only being a fighter and a coach and all that, but being all the Ocho TV and all the stuff you have. So I think it's cool that you turn that nickname like that into a brand for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be there anyway, so might as well use it to my advantage.
For sure. Andrew, you got anything?
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna start this question off. So I wanted to ask you about UFC 295 in Madison Square Garden. What was going on with you and Dillon Danis, man?
Man, he's just a clown. It's like he was waiting outside of the venue after the fights, trying to start shit with somebody. And I just happened to walk by, and he looked at me. He's like mugging me and shit. And it's like, you're a fucking clown, dude. So that's all I said. I said, you're a fucking clown, dude. And then all of a sudden, he got all heated. Phil Haas, and then his other skinny buddies were like trying to basically like surround me. So, I wasn't going to, turn tail and run. I've been jumped before. I grew up in LA. I've been jumped. I've been jumped in the country, north of McKinney. So there's a lot more dangerous situations. Like, yeah, of course, anything could have happened, right? But I felt pretty comfortable in that situation. It was me and like 4 or 5 of them. I was just waiting for somebody to step so I could smack him.
Now let me ask you this: would you ever come back to the UFC and welcome him?
Yeah, for $1 million, that's my price, man.
There we go.
I've done this sport for the last 15 years of my life, and it's like I built a legacy, and I have students that look up to me. I'm building my league. I'm building my brand. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to do this sport at a high level. Really, at any level, you got to be in it, full force. If you hold back and you're distracted, something bad can happen. So I don't want to risk my legacy. The price of $1 million.
Yeah, I don't blame you, David. You got anything?
Yeah, I was about to say, I respect that because I know you're a businessman. So, I mean, it would be enticing, to have a prize fight. Do you feel like you would take like a celebrity, not celebrity, but I guess celebrity boxer and MMA fight, like a payday like that still? Are you kind of
smack the shit out of Dillon Danis, man. Dillon Danis, I mean, he's getting paid like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, this fucking clown is making more than $1 million to fight. There's no reason why I shouldn't. So, it's not something that I'm going to fucking hold my breath over, but that's my price. If they want me to step back in there and risk it for the biscuit, I'm getting some bread.
I think too, man. Make him go down to like 155. I mean, I don't think it would be too bad at 155.
Fuck it, man. I'll go up to 185. I don't give a
fuck. Hell yeah. I feel that. No, that was, I guess I did see that. And I guess with the cowboy hat, I didn't know it was you at first. And then I looked into it and I was like, holy shit. I realized who it was after that. And I was like, I was just confused by the whole thing, I guess, because I didn't even know. I knew he was running around with Phil Hawes, but I didn't really know he was associated with them until like the Jake Paul fight. But Well, I just wasn't sure. It was just random.
Yeah,
for me,
that was Joe
honestly.
King.
Go ahead. What
So
you
Joe
saying?
King's the manager. He's like, that was Joe King in New York. Uh, Whenever that hat goes on, Joe King takes over, and he's a promoter, man. He gets his fighters paid, he gets his fighters laid, he's putting the F3L league on the map. So, yeah, he's the one that told me I got to sit down. I can't be fucking, risking my legacy.
Yeah. Now, Ocho, you there? It looks like you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Now, Ken, there we go.
Yep, no, you're good.
I'm going to ask you about this. So, can you talk about your Ocho TV a little bit, your promotion?
Yeah, man. So Ocho TV is a streaming service we're going to be launching here in about a week or two. We've been building all kinds of original content, long-form content, and we'll be also streaming pay-per-views. Eventually, probably streaming to some other leagues and possibly other sports. But you can look forward to the Ocho TV app coming early next year. The streaming service will be coming here in a week or two. So my next show will be streaming on pay-per-view, ochotv.net, and that's where it's going to be at. You'll be able to catch all the original content, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool. And David, you were telling me something about Ocho. Are you signing musicians?
Or like promoting them or something? I thought it was like musicians.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you guys are catching on. I haven't really announced too much of that, but yeah, I signed a couple different musicians, different artists. But really, I'm just trying to bring a whole entertainment experience, and through Ocho TV, we'll be doing original documentaries or docu-series on the different artists, kind of showing what they're all about.
Cool, man.
That's what's up.
And also, I'm gonna switch topics a little bit. Can you describe how's the Texas fight pool? How tough is like the local and the regional scene in Texas? There's a lot of talent that comes out of there, right?
Man, we're some of the best in the world. Some of the best in the world on the lower levels. We're just so used to having to fight each other because these promoters don't like to fly guys in. They like to grab the best guys in Dallas, the best guys in Fort Worth. So for my amateur shows, we have a series called The Rivalry, and it's Dallas versus Fort Worth. And once these guys go pro, we're not going to have them fight other guys in Texas. We're going to have them fight guys from California, Florida, and we'll be building up the league that way so that the local fighters in Texas will have the fan base of Texas behind them rather than having, those rivalries. Those rivalries should be on the amateur scene. I just think that's how things should work.
For sure. And since you're in Texas, do you ever have Tim Kennedy? Does he come to your gym? Ever? I don't know if you.
No, I haven't met Tim Kennedy.
Okay, I didn't know.
No,
I didn't
he likes
know.
to stick to himself out in the country.
Okay, gotcha. I was just wondering. David, you got anything?
But man, yeah, I was about to say I was just looking. I saw obviously where Fortis got I think it was MMA Junkie Gym of the Year or whatever in 2022, and I was just reading that list where y'all were like 35-9 in 2 years in the UFC, and obviously it had you, Ryan Spann. I mean, just talk about going in that, I guess, every day, like being able to coach and train in that environment every day. It's got to be insane.
Yeah, man, we have 20 fighters in the UFC roster, so it's like, and then these young guys, they're training, either with the UFC guys or looking at the UFC guys. It's like the bar is very high, and you can see the bar right in front of you. It's not like the early days where we're like, oh, we're going to UFC and we don't train with other UFC fighters. They're like right next to you, so you can kind of gauge yourself, and we know when your guys are ready and what level they're competing at. It's just we got to get an experience doing it under the big lights.
And then yeah, I saw, I guess too that and I guess I knew your coach and owner of Coach of Fortis, Coach Saif Saeed. I guess I said that right, but he was coaching Moreno, I guess, back in January.
Saud.
Okay, Saud. Yeah, just I guess I really noticed him. Yeah. I guess when he was coaching Brandon Moreno and breaking down fights, but kind of describe, I guess, him and your relationship with him.
Man, we have a long history. Me and Saif started off we were somewhat rivals. They were at Octagon MMA, and I was at North Dallas MMA. I was kind of a lone wolf. There was a couple other fighters or guys that strived to fight, but I trained Muay Thai and I trained Jiu-Jitsu, and then I get into MMA fights, and I'd always fight the guys from Octagon, and I beat them a couple times. Well, yeah, like serious history. Broke Matt Harbour's arm, did the whole crybaby thing, and they really hyped it up to be a grudge match. And then Safe humbled me, and then at that point, kind of hit rock bottom. Went to him, asked him to show me what I was doing wrong, kind of fix me. And after that, went on a fight win streak, became the Legacy World Champ, and we started Fortis MMA. He started Fortis MMA. I helped build it.
Yeah, man.
Cool,
Well,
man.
yeah, that's awesome. I was just blown away. I mean, I knew obviously knew the name and obviously knew it was in Texas, things like that. Because I'm from North Carolina, Andrew's in Florida, but I got to reading more on it. I was like, holy cow, man! Just because you think of the premier gyms and then being able to kind of read up on that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of history, and it's got the makings of like a dynasty. I mean, we are building a dynasty, and the backstory is shit fucking movies are made of.
That's cool,
Sure.
man. And I was going to ask you this: is there anybody in the current UFC featherweight division that you'd love to fight against?
Join Rosa, we can get it for $1 million. That motherfucker got the biggest payday of his whole career when he fought me. I dropped the ball on this weight. Yeah, fuck it. But he got 20% of my purse, and he got my fight of the night bonus. I'm still a little sour about that. I want that money.
And is there anybody you look back, I guess Julian Erosa, but even the bigger stars that you were like, damn, I wish I had that fight in my prime, or like when I'm coming up in the UFC? Is there any big names that you were like, I wish I got the opportunity when I was, starting out in my prime of my career?
Cub Swanson would be fun, but I'm very fond of
sick.
the guy. I think that would be a fun fight. Alex Caceres, I feel like I did win that fight, and that's another one I would love to get back in there and get that one back. But like I said, I'm not fighting on the undercard. I'm not fighting these kids that are just accomplishing their dream. I just started getting feelings now. I'm coaching these kids coming up, and I want them to see their dreams. I'm like, man, how many motherfuckers have like taken their dreams just by living my dream? So if it's somebody at the top, or if it's for like a main event, then hell yeah, I'll hop in there. But in the undercard, like, nah, man, there's so many up and coming fighters. Everybody's dangerous in the UFC. It's just I'm above that.
I got you. Well, I want to see you fight Alex Caceres because when he started this, he ghosted us. He was like, he told us he told us, he was like, yo, come on, we planned this whole thing. We talked to him multiple times, and then for like 3 hours, he just like left us on red. So I'd love to see you fight him actually if you ever got a
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hold that in my heart, and if I see him, I'll smack him for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Hey, and we'll get a clip of it, and we'll, maybe you can promote
something. Make it viral. Yeah.
That's
well,
awesome.
that's another thing too, man. I can see you definitely with Ocho TV and stuff. You could definitely get into, if you're not going to fight somebody like Dillon Danis, you could promote an event with somebody. I'm not saying Dillon Danis, but with people like that in it for sure. I mean, that seems to be where the money's at these days. Building event, boxing, MMA, Muay Thai events like that.
No, absolutely. This is entertainment, and if it's not going to be entertaining, then people aren't going to watch it. So it's all about the promotion, how you're promoting the fights. I feel like it's something that can be utilized or taken much better advantage of. Like they got the WWE and the UFC merger. I feel like there's a lot of potential there, and I'd like to take some part in that. If it's not competing, if it's not on stage, maybe production or something behind the scenes.
I got you. That's awesome. I did want to touch on too. I guess you founded the Fight Fit Fighting League, and you mentioned earlier about the rivalry or whatever. You got something coming up right soon, like December 16th. I think
December
I saw that.
16th, the Rivalry 2 seasons beatings. We got an amateur MMA card stacked. We got 12 fights scheduled at this point, and then pro boxing the same night. So it'll be a crazy event, crazy night. We have Elvis Presley impersonator coming out. We're gonna have Santa Claus. We'll have a toy drive. It's gonna be a fun event. So you can look forward to the pay-per-view on Ocho TV, or if you're local to Dallas, come on out. We'll be at Southern Junction, Irving. The Southern Junction in Irving. There's 3 of them around here, so make sure you get to the right one. But come on out. It's gonna be a dope ass event.
That's what's up, Andrew. You got anything you want to add?
Yeah, man. I was going to ask you, do you got any inside details on Kevin Holland fighting Michael Venom Page?
Did you see that by chance? It just popped up. I think they leaked it, and it was like MVP and Kevin Holland fighting each other in the background of a podcast or something.
Man, Kevin Holland he picks fights with everybody, so he's incredible at marketing himself. I wouldn't put it past him to hype up that fight, because I did hear that Venom was potentially, or he was out of his contract, so he's in talks with UFC. So it would make perfect sense to match those guys up with the UFC. I know they know what they're fucking doing, so if they pick him up, it just makes sense to match those guys up. So it'd be the shit talking, and then just the in the cage, the actual back and forth banter. I think that would be highly entertaining.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Is there anything that you want to end the podcast with, man? Any closing statements or anything?
Yeah, just support these young up-and-coming fighters. They're living their dreams, and it's not easy to do this sport. So I want to give a shout-out to my sponsors, the ones that have been with me forever, Hutchins Barbecue, and then the ones sponsoring my league, Tequila Sheila, all organic tequila. It's a great brand, great people behind it, Tequila Sheila, and then Wolf of West Coast. Those are 2 of my big sponsors. We got a couple other ones, Punch Up. Just off the top of my head, the ones that pay me, those are the ones that come to mind first. So I'm looking at my bank account. We got Wolf of West Coast, Sheila Tequila.
Cool, man. Dave, is there anything you want to ask before we get off here?
No, man. I just appreciate you coming on. It was super easy to set it up, and we look forward to seeing, following you and seeing what all you got cooking up business wise.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd be happy to come on here again sometime next year and talk about the upcoming shows. But don't forget, ochotv.net, and then Ocho TV app coming soon.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
Good luck, man. We're looking forward to seeing all that. But anyways,
Yeah.
we'll let you get back to it.
All right, brother.